Ever get the feeling that your emotions are like, not just simple feelings, but like these forces kind of pushing and pulling you around in different directions?
Yeah.
Well, buckle up because we're going deep on quantum emotional field theory today.
Right.
The idea that emotions are like these dynamic, measurable fields we're moving through every day, kind of like gravity or magnetism.
It's a pretty revolutionary concept, moving beyond just thinking about emotions as just happy, sad, angry.
Right.
QEF theory suggests that emotions are way more complex, quantifiable forces even, that we can model and even predict.
And that's where our main source material for this deep dive comes in.
Right.
A paper called A Vector-Based Model of Quantum Emotional Fields.
Right.
This is not light reading, folks.
No, it's not.
This is like the blueprint for understanding how emotions actually function, with major implications for, well, everything from therapy to AI.
This paper really breaks down how these emotional fields work, not just as, vague concepts, but like measurable things you can actually get your hands on.
Okay.
Think of it like a GPS system. But instead of mapping like locations, it's mapping emotional states using vectors.
Okay, hold on, vectors.
Yeah.
Let's back up a bit for those of us who haven't, opened a physics textbook lately. What exactly is a vector, and why is it important for understanding emotions?
You're right. That's a good place to start.
Yeah.
A vector, in simple terms, is something that has both magnitude and direction.
Okay.
Think about like an arrow.
Yeah.
It has a length
Yeah.
that's magnitude, and it points somewhere, right? That's direction.
Okay.
Now imagine using that arrow to represent like an emotion, like anger.
Okay.
The length of the arrow could represent the intensity of the anger,
Okay.
while the direction could indicate whether it's like constructive anger,
Okay.
driving you to stand up for yourself, or destructive anger,
Yeah.
leading to an outburst,
So instead of just saying, I'm angry,
Yeah.
you could actually say, pinpoint where that anger falls on a spectrum of intensity and direction.
Yeah.
Kind of like plotting coordinates on a map.
Exactly. And by representing emotions as vectors, we can start to understand how they interact with each other.
Okay.
So instead of like isolated feelings, emotions become points in a multidimensional space,
Right.
constantly shifting and influencing each other.
That's where things get really interesting, right? Because this opens up the possibility of actually predicting how someone might react emotionally
Yeah,
based on their past experiences and current emotional state.
for sure.
It's like having a glimpse into the future of their feelings.
Precisely. This vector-based model lays the groundwork for understanding the dynamics of emotional fields,
Right.
which has huge implications for how we can predict and potentially even influence emotional responses.
Whoa, hold on, influence.
Yeah.
That's getting into some serious territory.
Yeah.
Before we get ahead of ourselves,
Yeah.
let's unpack how this model actually works.
Yeah.
We all know about basic emotions.